Have you noticed how fast your mood could change just by looking at 5 seconds of someone else's life? 1 minute you're feeling decent about your day or your efforts, and you just look at how they're living their life, and you already feel like everything you've worked for, it's not worth it. You feel like you're falling behind, completely failing at life. You're not doing enough. Okay. Here is the actual truth. There is nothing comparison gives you. Nothing. Zero useful information. Nothing. Imagine two runners in a race, and the first runner is in their lane but keeps turning around to look at the other person's lane. They just keep turning their head to make sure that the other person isn't as close as them, or just to check how far they are in the race. What do you think is going to happen? First off, you won't go as fast because you keep slowing down, you can lose your balance and risk tripping on yourself. This is exactly the same thing that happens when you constantly look at what others are achieving. You waste your energy studying their own lane instead of pouring onto yourself. It makes you waste your time, slows you down in your progress and in everything that you're working for, because their timeline, their experiences, it's completely different from yours. So knowing where they are in their own life will move you further in your own life. Knowing where they are with their goals or how far they have gone to achieve their own goals, it's not going to help with your goals. Another reason why comparison is never going to work, because you're comparing your reality with what someone else has highly curated and sometimes even deleted and reposted because it wasn't aesthetic enough. No one posts their self doubt, failed attempts. You only get the polished outcome, but you end up judging yourself because your life isn't as perfect as theirs, as curated as theirs. I can guarantee you their life is messy in their own way, because you end up slowing down, losing your direction, waste your energy studying their own identity instead of building yours. One example could also be dressing up for trends. Of course, it's good to use Pinterest to find ideas on how to dress and what to wear, but you shouldn't dress because that is what the trend says your dressing style should be. Comparing yourself to someone else won't let you find your style, your own dressing sense. So part of why we compare ourselves to someone else is because we're convinced that they already have everything figured out. Like, oh, they know who they are. Oh, she dresses so well. Why can't I do that? I wish I was her. I wish I could dress like her. I wish I could be that confident. She's so far ahead in her life. There's no difference in my life. It is all because you think that they all have it figured out because they look like they know everything about themselves. My own journey of discovering who I am, who is Pasqua, I have to remind myself several times that no one's life is the finished project. Everyone has doubts, everyone has messy days, and that is what I keep telling myself. This is cute, this is nice, but it's not her finished product, and it doesn't have to affect me in any way. It gives me zero information for me to move on to my life. I can learn something from them, maybe learn how to post a nicer reel or a good highlight, or post a good TikTok. That is it. That is the information I try to take home for myself. I just block myself from any other kind of information, like especially if it's negative. I'm someone who always wants to be in the positive energy all the time. So whenever I see that something or someone, it's making me feel kind of weird in such a way that I wouldn't know how or why, especially when you don't know why, and it's not like it's someone you could talk to or tell, why are you making me feel this way, when the person is not doing anything directly to me. I'm an advocate of delete, block, unfollow, mute their life. That reel, that post, those comments, sometimes they don't give me any useful information that would actually make me go further in my life. It's just a distraction from my lane, and I don't accept it. I don't want to accept it. Also, because watching someone just because they're interesting and they're adding value to your life should be the goal of social media, not comparing yourself and feeling bad. Anything that would make me feel bad when I look at someone else, I don't accept it, I don't like it, and I reject it. There's no progress just by looking at someone and feeling bad. Stay in a positive energy, work on your lane, keep walking forward. Stop turning around to check others. It's not a competition. How do we stop comparing? How do we stop letting comparison hijack our own life? First of all, you have to change the question. The question isn't, am I doing as well as her? Is she doing better than me? Why am I so behind in life? Absolutely not. That is not your question. Your question should be, am I being true to myself right now? The only comparison you're allowed to do is a comparing yourself today with yourself 6 months ago, few years ago. That's the only type of comparison you're allowed to have, because you know who you were 6 months ago, your situation, your family, people you had around, your financial status and all that, but you don't know the other people's own. So that is why it is the only fair comparison that you can actually do. You're gonna check how much you've learned, where have you gotten to, how did you survive, what was that thing that actually pushed you, what caused you to be where you are today, and how much do you know yourself today now. So those are the questions that you should be asking yourself. Treat comparison as your personal compass. Whenever you look at someone's reel or someone in real life and you feel that negative energy or you feel some sort of envy, feel that emotion, don't act on it. Okay? Whenever you see someone that has a certain skill, way of life that makes you feel envious, just pause. You need to pause in that exact second. Treat comparison as your compass. Treat it as, this is something I would like, this is a quality they have. It's either you work on that quality, you just kudos, okay, that's cool, you have that, I don't, that's fine. It's life. Feel envy being an emotion that people misunderstand a lot. I feel like it's still an emotion and everyone gets it, like it or not. Once at least in your life you have felt envious about someone or something. The difference is that people usually act on that envy negatively. Envy should be something that highlights your values, things that you like, you would want to have, some qualities that probably you don't have in that moment, but you would want to have. So, like any other emotion, we all should sit with our emotions to understand what actually triggered it. Envy could just help you discover new things about yourself. The most important thing about envy is to not act on it negatively. Do not become the dangerous person that tries to destroy you just because they have something that you don't have. It's just like anger. When you're angry, it is right for you to feel your emotion fully, but don't act negatively. I mean, if you're angry, don't go around destroying things. Like, are you okay? That's managing your emotions, and you should manage your emotions. Learn how to manage your emotions. Whenever you feel like you're comparing yourself, you feel less, make sure you use that envy, that emotion, as a compass, as a guide, as a way of knowing where your values are and working towards them, becoming better, and focus always on your lane. So guys, we've come to the end of the video. As usual, who's Pasqua? Pasqua isn't someone who wants to be perfect, not at all. She's someone who wants to be as authentic as possible without letting anyone's timeline rush her. No one's timeline is going to rush me. I'm going to do my thing with my time, and I'm going to trust the process. And that is something that I would love you guys to do as well. So let me know in the comments if you agree with what I've said, and if you don't agree, of course, I'm curious to know why. So leave a comment, let's see. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if this video also helped you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.